with regard to the question on how the participants can leverage the expertise and the guidance of the mentors in order to, of course, develop more innovative and effective AI projects. I would like to start by saying that, the time frame that all of you folks have to go from an innovative idea in your minds to a feasible working solution is a little smaller than what you would normally have in any other efforts that you would do professionally or elsewhere. So because of that, the efforts would have to be very focused, very quick and iterative. So planning all of this, doing it quickly and ensuring that things that you intended to do have gone through well, right? Things are working basically, would be very important. So mentors can help in all of these stages in various ways. As some examples that I can think of, they could help you, with some common pitfalls. They could help in envisioning certain scenarios. They could, of course, share their knowledge. They could help brainstorm ideas with you. They could act as a sounding board. And in some cases, right, depending on the situation and the availability of the mentors, etc., they would be able to remove some hurdles as well. So I would encourage that you think of all of these things and then approach your mentors, and all the very best, and thank you. So firstly, given the nature of the problem statements, the amount of work that will go into it, the scattered teams, as in many of you are situated all over the globe, and also in some of the challenges in handling the data, right? I think some pitfalls that I can think of in no particular order, right, are firstly, just having a clear idea of what problem you're trying to solve, and also a method or a way of measuring what success looks like. Just knowing what success looks like for your efforts, right, would be one thing that comes to my mind. Secondly, all of you are experts here, so needless to say, the data quality as well as the quantity for your particular problem would be something very vital to think about very early in the whole effort. Once these things are in place, I would think that having a plan of how you would go about solving this whole thing, and also having a contingency or a fallback plan would be important, because not all the time everything pans out as you would want it to be. Once these are done, one of the common things that we all tend to do, it's across domain sectors, etc., is that you want to build everything all at once, in its full form. That's easier said than done, and it's many a times not practical. So I would suggest breaking things that you're planning to do up into MVPs or releases, or version 1, 2, 3, etc., whatever you would like to call it, into smaller chunks would help. That'll also help so that you can test out what you're doing, right, more often enough. Sometimes when we pile up things to the end, we don't get enough time to test out if whatever we built works, right? So this would also help in testing the things out iteratively. And finally, it also avoids the risk that you put by integrating all of the individual team members' work at the very end, right? So while all of these are being said, the way I see it is that this is like a marathon. So I think all of you would have to manage your time, energies, your resources, so that you can get to the finish line. So please look at it in that perspective. And one final thing that I would certainly like to bring up here is that please spend the time to stitch together your final presentation or your final pitch, your final storyline, because that's what everybody will see here and will look to assess. So these are just some things, I'm sure the other mentors will have more suggestions. I would like to wish all of you the very best. And I'm really looking forward to all the exciting solutions that all of you are thinking about.